Miss Fortenberry here, back in her art studio. I have been working on a new lesson for you guys. Well, actually it's not that new. It's new for me to present to you, but this is a classic oldie but goodie lesson. So I enjoyed doing this when I was a student, and I still enjoy creating these. They're a lot of fun. If I fold my paper in half, you might be able to see my first name written in cursive here. It says Rachel, right? So then I turned it into a symmetrical name creature. So we're gonna do this today. So come with me and I'll show you how I created this, and I can't wait to see what you create. So to create your name creature, you are going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, an eraser, and something to color with. It could be markers like I have here, or it could be crayons or colored pencils or even paint. I prefer to use a black Sharpie for all my outlining. If you don't have a Sharpie, you can use a black watercolor marker or washable marker, or a black crayon. That works too. So here we go. So this was my name. It said Rachel. I am gonna do my son's name for this example that I'm showing you guys. So the very first thing that you need to do is fold your paper in half long ways. So it's long and skinny. So we're gonna create a symmetrical name creature. So we're gonna fold it in half to make it easier for us to do the same thing on each side. So symmetrical means the same on both sides, right? So I'm going to write my name really big up here on the top half, okay? So I'm gonna get my pencil and I'm gonna do it lightly and in cursive. If you don't know how to write your name in cursive, you can either look it up. There's lots of documents online that show you the letters in cursive, or you can write it in regular print and just make sure you connect each letter. The important thing is that everything's big and that everything's connected. So my son's name is Corbin, and so I'm gonna write C and then O R B-A-N. Now, what if you have a Y or a J to your name, or a P, and you have the letter extend to the second half? You're gonna need to change it up. Only right above this line, okay? Only right above this line. So if you have a letter that extends past this middle crease, like say a J, then you need to just bring it up here, okay? So you gotta kind of make your own rules on the writing a little bit to make everything fit up here, and try to make as much space as possible. So now I have my words, and anytime guys during this video you need to pause the movie so that you can catch up, please feel free to do that. Now I need to go over my letters with my pencil and make my pencil line really dark. So I'm going back and forth. Try to keep it as neat as possible and as skinny as possible. Back and forth. We're doing this so that we can transfer some of this graphite from this pencil to the other side. And I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. Okay, so I now have my name nice and dark here, and now I'm gonna get the mirror image of this name onto this side. So I'm going to fold my paper back over, and if you're using printer paper, you can kind of see the name through it. So I highly recommend using printer paper for this. I'm gonna take the end of my Sharpie here. You need something kind of rounded and hard to do this. And I'm going to like color with the lid. So I'm not really coloring my paper, I am rubbing it. I'm doing a rub here. I'm trying to get the graphite And you need to go over the whole thing. If you cannot see your name through the paper, then you're just gonna have to go over the whole thing. And this is gonna transfer your lines to the other side just enough so you can see them and trace back over them. And then I'm going to open it up and I can see all my lines really well. If you're missing some spots, you can just cover it back up and go over that little area that you can't see. Or maybe if it didn't transfer, then that means you need to go back over your lines a little bit heavier with your pencil, okay? But I can see my lines, so I am going to take my Sharpie and I am going to trace all of my pencil lines. Taking your time, go nice and slowly, because you cannot erase Sharpie. Okay, so now I have both sides outlined, and here is the fun part. So I'm gonna put this guy down here, and now I'm going to turn my paper different ways and kind of observe it and look and see which way do I want it to create my little creature. You can turn it into a goofy creature, a colorful creature. It can be from Mars, I don't care. Maybe it ends up looking like a real animal or something. I like it this way. So I see these as kind of like my feet. Like I'm gonna have big feet and this is the head. So I'm gonna do mine this way. And I am only going to design one side of my paper. We're gonna do the rubbing again to make sure that it's exactly the same on both sides. So I'm going to make an eye right here. Remember, you're transferring this over, so you want nice stark lines. I'm gonna do my eye right there. I'm gonna do maybe a little lines here. These are gonna end up being the lips. Let's do some little, I'm gonna make little hands right here. It's hard not to go over here. I keep wanting to go over here and draw on this side too, but try only to draw on one side. So I know my feet are gonna be down here, so I'm gonna close this off. And I am going to make this like little tennis shoes. There's my little tie here. There's my little tennis shoes there. And you can just add patterns, designs, whatever you want to do. And sure, why not have two hands? I'm gonna do this one with 4 fingers, okay? And I like to do this in little increments so I can see it progressing. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold it over, and I'm going to rub everywhere that I drew. Open it up. And I see it just enough. I'm gonna go ahead and outline those. Do a little line there. And now I'm ready to color. So you can color with whatever colors you want, with whatever coloring supplies you want to. So I'm going to try to use a few different colors than I did on my last one. I'm gonna start with some yellow. I'm going to color a few parts yellow. Colored yellow there. So I need to color the same. It's a symmetrical creature. So if you color it there, you need to color it there, right? I love to use these bright colored markers. Try to stay in the lines. And there you have it. A fun little funky little name creature. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. I can't wait to see what your name creature looks like. Don't forget